Hi, and welcome to Northwest Brew Talk. I'm Mike Rizzo.
And I'm Michelle Rizzo.
And this is episode number 33. Each week we promote the Washington brewing industry by talking to those people involved and drinking Washington beer. With almost 300 breweries in this state, we try to highlight as many as possible every single episode. If you're new to the show, we suggest you check our back catalog for some great interviews and tons of Washington beer. On today's show, we have an interview with North Jetty Brewing, our brew news and views, and local music from Imaginary Lines.
If you have any comments or questions, you can send us an email to nwbrewtalk@gmail.com. We're on Twitter at nwbrewtalk and on Facebook at facebook.com/nwbrewtalk. If you like the show and you want to support us, why not become a patron? With a donation, we offer everything from a guest hosting the show to a copy of our upcoming book, Washington Beer. Head over to nwbrewtalk.podbean.com for more details. To start the show, let's open a beer.
All right, this is the RIP Porter from Heathen Brewing. Heathen Brewing is located in Vancouver. They try to brew brew using locally sourced ingredients in small batches. They're open Thursday through Sunday and Tuesday and Wednesday by appointment. Oops.
Whoa, that's going to flow over. Nice pour there.
Not really. I think the head grew pretty quick. Wow, that is crazy beer.
Yeah, that is.
Crazy beer. The head goes like foams up like crazy there.
Gonna wait a minute. RIP, or Real Intense Porter, has pale chocolate, Crystal 80, and Carapils malted barley give this rich chocolate and coffee flavor that tantalizes taste buds. The Willamette hops are there yet camouflaged in this well-made porter. This is the kind of beer some would drink for breakfast. When you need a smooth yet robust beer, RIP is the only choice. ABV 5.2% and 46 IBUs.
We were just talking about this, I think, yesterday, about having a porter or a stout float.
Oh, yeah, we were. That was yesterday.
So here you go. It already looks like it's a float. Like
yeah,
the head is like 2 inches thick and going down very slowly. This is very dark beer, like a porter should be.
That's pretty good. I mean, I like porters, so I'm a little biased on that, but I like that.
No, it is very smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Very smooth. Sometimes, even with chocolate or stuff, sometimes they're just a little bitter or something. But this is very smooth. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I like it a lot.
I wonder what it would taste like with some vanilla ice cream.
Maybe we need to go buy some vanilla ice cream to finish off our bottle there.
And I just looked at the bottle here, and the bottle is not the same as their website. 6.1% ABV and 31 IBUs. So it's...
definitely feels more like a 6.1%.
Yeah, it's milder. That's why it's only 31. So I don't know if they've changed something, but... all right, so that's that. And now, on to our brew news and views.
Topping this week's news comes from California, where Lagunitas Brewing announced that they are entering a 50-50 joint venture with Heineken International. Lagunitas is potentially valued at $1 billion, although terms have not yet been released. Outspoken founder Tony McGee said the deal was, quote, a crucial victory for American craft brewing. What we have created in this relationship is a wide staircase to the sky for all of our people and for our brand, as well as for the homegrown vibe of American craft brewing, unquote. He said Lagunitas will remain independent, but will have broader options moving forward. This is by far the biggest craft beer news since Anheuser-Busch purchased Elysian Brewing in January. Thanks to brewbound.com for the details.
Yes, that just came down today, so that was some big news. Now, Spreaker Bay Brewing, the single solely woman-owned brewery in Washington, is the official beer of the 4th annual Pink Boat Regatta fundraiser to benefit breast cancer research. The main event, which will be held this Saturday, September 13th at... that's actually Sunday, September 13th, at Shilshole Bay Marina in Seattle, is expected to see over 50 boats in the race and several hundred participants, to include breast cancer survivors and supporters. Last year, the event raised nearly $69,000, almost doubling the previous year, and the goal for 2015 is to raise $100,000. According to the Pink Boat Regatta website, 100% of all proceeds will go directly to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Quote, as a survivor of a rare appendix cancer, this event is a great way to give back to the cause that showed me support in my time of need, said Alyssa Pryor, Chief Financial Officer and co-owner of Spreaker Bay Brewing. Quote, I had no support group and no one to turn to, but excuse me, the bubbles are getting to me. Quote, I had no support group and no one to turn to, but the breast cancer community reached out to me with free services I wouldn't have received otherwise. I'm thrilled that we can share our beer to help in return,
That's
unquote.
Great. Bellingham Beer Week starts this Friday, September 11th, and runs through September 20th throughout Bellingham. Opening ceremonies are Friday at Elizabeth Station with Rubens Brews from Seattle. Saturday, September 12th, is Oktoberfest at Chucknut Brewery. Other events at the locale include Strange Brew Night on the 15th and Nano Brew Night on the 16th. Also on the 15th, Dick Cantwell, one of the founders of Elysian Brewing in Seattle, will be talking about his upcoming book at Village Books in Bellingham at 7 p.m. There's tons of events, so visit BellinghamBeerWeek.com for more details. Boundary Bay Brewing is celebrating their 20th anniversary Wednesday, September 16th, and they're throwing the biggest block party Bellingham has ever seen. It just so happens that their anniversary falls smack in the middle of Bellingham Beer Week. They're kicking things off at 3 p.m. and will feature all kinds of awesome surprises, including zipline, live music, entertainers, food trucks, rock wall, and much, much more.
Okay, a story we forgot to mention is that Breaker Brewing in Moxie announced they're expanding their brewery to over double its size. After just 2 years in business, they plan on adding a faster canning line, more storage, and additional fermenting tanks. The expansion is estimated at over $1 million. They are on pace to produce 12,000 barrels this year. According to Bart Watson, chief economist for the Brewers Association, Breaker sales are about half and half, cans for stores and kegs for restaurants, which is not normally the case for young breweries. So good going for them.
That's awesome.
And if you're planning on attending the Washington State Fair in Puyallup, how about drinking some beer while you're there? The world's largest mobile bar and brewery with over 60 taps of the best local craft beers will be there for all 17 days of the fair. Plus, each Saturday of the fair from noon to 4, get exclusive access to Beer Haven, sample 60-plus local microbrews, meet brewmasters, play interactive games, and enjoy live entertainment. Festival tickets start at $40. Visit thefair.com for more details. And that, my friends, is the Brew News and Views this week.
Welcome back to Northwest Brew Talk. If you want to submit news to Northwest Brew Talk, send us an email to nwbrewtalk@gmail.com. Or if you've not yet subscribed to our podcast, why not do it now? It's free, available anywhere you listen to podcasts, including iTunes, Podbean, and Stitcher. And if you like us, a review or a rating would be really appreciated. But make sure to tell your friends about Northwest Brew Talk.
All right, now let's talk to Eric from North Jetty Brewing. All right, we're here with Eric Svensson of North Jetty Brewing. How you doing?
Very, very good. Thank you.
How's the festival so far?
Oh, it's been great. It's our first time attending, first time pouring. We've been having a great time.
Awesome. So, what do you think? Was it more than you expected?
More people than I expected, and I guess I saw the number of breweries that were going to be here, but until you actually see them in person, it doesn't quite make the impact.
Yeah.
that, once you see how many are actually here, it's a pretty impressive event.
Yeah. Now, did you bring any beer especially for the event?
We brought. We didn't brew any beer especially for it. We brought our Simquinox, which is a hoppy dark ale that we don't distribute at all. It's just in the tap room, so it's kind of its first trip off the peninsula.
Oh, okay. So, has any of the beers been going more than you thought, or different?
No, it's been going pretty good, pretty steady. I think there's being newer, we're not as well known. So, people kind of tend to go towards the ones they know about and stuff like that. And so, but I think it's been good. I mean, we've had some great responses. We've had some good comments. People are liking the dark ale. They like the ice beer we brought up. But, I think it's just, we're trying to get our name out there, so no one's really looking for us yet.
Sure, exactly. So what got you into brewing?
I started brewing when I was in college.
Okay.
I went to Central Washington University, and I was an accounting major. And I was about 20 years old. I was a sophomore, and they wouldn't sell me beer, but they'd sell me the ingredients to make beer. And so that's when I started brewing.
Okay. And when did you decide that you were going to do it commercially?
I never really did. It was there was a restaurant in town that wanted to make their own beer, and they bought a barrel and a half little system, and none of them knew how to make beer, and just kind of go in the restaurant talking to people. They knew I was a home brewer from way back, and they just kind of not hired me, but asked me if I'd come make the beer and get involved with it, and we did. And that kind of grew into then having the beer on tap and me running the brewery. I quit my accounting job, and then when they decided that brewing wasn't for them at the end of 2013, my wife and I bought the brewery from them, opened the tap room, and we just went through an expansion.
Okay. So how big is your system?
We're a 10-barrel system now.
Okay. And how many different beers do you normally keep on hand?
Right now, we're kind of ramping up. Right now, we have about 10 of our own, and we're going to try to get to we want to have about 15 or 16 of our own on at the tap room. We've got 18 taps, and we like to keep a couple ciders now that we can. Okay.
So, do you have any signature beers? Do you brew from a light to a dark?
Yeah, we try to run the gamut. We've got the Kolsch and the Weiss beer. The Weiss beer that we have here today I think it's a signature beer. The Peninsula, Long Beach Peninsula is big on cranberry growing. It always has been. And we have the nation's only organic cranberry bog.
Oh, yeah.
And so our Weiss beer has cold pressed organic cranberry juice in it. And that's one that it's fun because it's our Starvation Alley, and the company that makes cranberry beers, cranberry juice is Starvation Alley.
Okay.
And so it's kind of a nice little tie-in with there. And then we're really proud of our Semper Paratus Porter. Semper Paratus, the Coast Guard motto, and Coast Guard is a huge part of Long Beach Peninsula there with Cape Disappointment and the Columbia River Bar. Okay. So those are kind of the two that we're, I think, probably most proud of.
Oh, that's cool. So tie into the community a little bit with those kind of things.
Yeah, in a town like ours, small town, you live and die by the tourists are great, but you live and die by the locals and the community, and we try to show them love, and they show us love back.
Yeah. Are there any other breweries in the area?
No, there's not. The closest breweries are to us are, about 20 miles south in Astoria.
Okay.
Fort George, Bowie.
Okay. So you're pretty much it in the area.
We're it on the peninsula. Yeah, absolutely.
So, what? Being that the only brewery there, what's been like? Has there been any obstacles? Trying to bring customers in, anything like that?
Mostly it's just kind of letting people know we're there. We've got a good location. We're right on the main drag coming into town, so people pretty much have to drive by us to get to the hotels and that kind of thing. So it's just kind of been letting people know we're there. The city, the county, we're not in the city proper, but the county's been great working with us. They were excited for us to be there. And it is a tourist-based town, so the nice thing is most people want more things that are going to draw tourism there. Right. But yeah, it's just kind of getting the word out, and that's why we like doing stuff like this, so that when people are heading to the peninsula to go on vacation, they know to maybe keep an eye out for us.
Right. So when did you actually open then?
We opened the tap room in April 16th, 2014.
Okay, so just a little over a year.
Yep.
Yeah. And that first year, everything you expected?
First year was great. It was kind of like drinking from a fire hose. We started off with a barrel and a half system, and we were double batching into 3-barrel fermenters. And after the first summer, we really realized that wasn't going to be sustainable. And so then we did the upgrade to the 10-barrel system, and we just completed that upgrade we brewed our first batch on it, I think, right at our 1-year anniversary.
Okay.
So we've been brewing on it now for a couple months. We've got 2 distributors. Kendall's Pioneer in Longview distributes us I-5 corridor up to Tacoma. And then Fort George Brewing in Astoria distributes us on the North Oregon coast.
Okay. So you're primarily Seattle, South? Yeah,
really right now we got one in Tacoma, a couple in Olympia. probably our biggest markets are more like where we're the most beer is probably like Vancouver, Southwest Washington, a little bit over into Astoria.
Okay. So, how many barrels did you do last year? Do you know?
Last year, I believe we hit 160.
Okay.
For 2014, and then this year, I'm guessing with the new system for running for 3 quarters, we're going to be somewhere between 600 and 800 barrels.
And how many times do you brew?
We try to brew consistently twice a week.
Twice a week?
We've got 4 10-barrel fermenters, and everybody's saying we can fit in a 5th. So we'll see if that's actually true. We're pretty cozy in there now.
Oh, yeah. But that's what makes it fun, right?
Right.
So, any styles you haven't done yet that you're considering?
Styles I haven't done. Yeah, I've never tried I've never done a barley wine. I'd like to do one of those. I love double, triple IPAs, I've had a couple barley wines here today I thought were fantastic. I don't know if I've got the cojones to do a sour beer. I don't, it's like I have trouble allowing bread or lactobacillus in my brewery. But I've been talking to people that are doing kettle souring and getting some good results from that, and you can kind of kill the bugs before they get into your fermenters and stuff like that. So who knows? Maybe we'll take a shot at it.
Yeah, I heard that from somebody else yesterday. At a clean brewery, didn't want to add any bacteria.
yeah, it's scary. Those are tough bugs.
Yeah. So let's see. Did you enter any competitions? Did you enter the?
Yeah, we entered 4 beers.
Did you?
We didn't ribbon at all. I wasn't really expecting to or get any medals, but I'm really excited to get the judges' feedback.
Right.
And I think that's real. And that's why it's the first. Well, we entered something else, but the winning aside, just getting the feedback from professional judges is really, really helpful. Especially for us because we are kind of the only brewery in town, so we do talk to we talk to the people in Astoria a bit, and we try to network as much as we can. But getting that kind of feedback is really helpful for us.
Now, when you brew, do you usually brew to style?
We try to brew to style as guidelines. For instance, we make a Scottish ale that's an 80 shilling export that actually ends alcohol-wise is stylistically correct. I don't like the real sweet Scottish beers, so we dry it out quite a bit more than is probably to style.
Okay.
So we kind of tweak it to where, so we do a style, but then we kind of tweak it to where we think it becomes more drinkable.
Okay. So the beers that you brew, are they beers that you like to drink? Or are you brewing stuff that you think customers would like too?
Both.
Okay.
Both. I would say the styles I like, I'm a big IPA fan, I'm a porter fan.
Mm-hmm.
I brew those ones the way I like them. The ones that maybe aren't quite the ones that I'm as into, like an amber, like our Scottish ale. I like them, but they're not the ones that I usually reach for when I'm ready for a beer. And we try to brew those to customers, or we have a tasting panel with people that we trust that we'll do a recipe, we'll round robin it, and have people kind of give us feedback, and then try to sort of tweak it from there.
So, what's your gateway beer when somebody comes in and is new?
Our gateway beer is probably our Kolsch. I think we've got a pretty good Kolsch. I like it. It's it's not super hoppy. I tell people it's similar to a Pilsner, as far as style goes. But the Scottish ale too. If I can get them over the red hump, the color hump, because I say we want a light beer, and we say, well, I can pour you an IPA that looks light, but it's not.
Right.
We talk about light meaning color, light meaning flavor, light meaning hoppiness, and just try to educate that way. But probably the Kolsch, but our Scottish ale does get a lot of converts as well.
So you find that interesting, trying to explain the different type of styles to customers?
I do. I tend to be sort of. They don't actually let me out of the brewery too much. I don't work in the tap room very often. My wife's a lot better at it, but I try to watch for eye glaze, and try to say, but just try to in general try to talk
IBUs,
about the styles.
ABVs,
we dropped them when we first opened. We had SRM on the board, and it was just too much information for customers and all that. So we took it off because basically our our servers, the people pouring the beer just kind of said, I'm tired of explaining what SRM is. IBU, they understood, but SRM, they're like, yeah, get rid of it. But yeah, no, we try to educate, and it's great because a lot of our locals who came in looking for Coors Light are drinking IPAs now.
Oh, okay.
Because we're a pretty, it's an area that a lot of logging, a lot of fishing, a lot of blue collar guys, good people, but they're Bud drinkers, they're Coors Light drinkers, and we've been able to convert quite a few of them.
No,
we get quite a few that come in and yell at me for making them buy more expensive beer now.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and generally it's better beer, tastes better,
right?
And they don't need to drink a 12-pack of it either.
Well, and that's one of the things we talked to them about. It's like everybody I think is getting more and more health conscious. Everybody, the big thing now is exercising, CrossFit, trying to stay healthy and all that. And it's like if you're going to spend the calories, spend it on something that tastes good, rather than just something to swill.
Yeah, exactly. So, what's your goal down the road here? You've gone up to 10 barrel, right? So, what?
Honestly, I don't really have goals.
It's right now. It's just
I tend to try to say if it makes sense to grow, we try to do it organically. I'm not we're not lifting our foot off the gas, but we're not burying it either. I could see us in the next few years. We have a lot behind us. I could see us building a brewery-specific building so we could put in we have really low ceilings right now. So I could see building a building to be able to put in some 20, 30 barrel fermenters.
Okay.
And that, we're talking about in the fall doing some limited mobile bottling runs just so we can sell it kind of locally. But as far as getting bigger, we're really trying to kind of get our feet underneath us now. Pay some bills and and then just kind of see what's the next logical step for us.
Okay. So going to that, did you self-finance the brewery you started?
We did. We had to buy the brewery. We sold a rental house.
Okay.
To buy the building, we sold a house that we built in Vancouver that we lived in before we moved to the beach.
Oh, okay.
And that bought us the brewery building, and then we did a SBA loan for the expansion.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, sounds like definitely a place to stop too if you're up in Long Beach area. Huh?
I hope so. It's I think it's a fun tap room. People enjoy it. We got lots of different games and stuff and things to do there. We've got a taco cart outside. The guy makes great tacos and things. You can bring them in, and we really enjoy being there. We try to make a place we wanted to hang out, and people seem to like it.
Awesome. Well, Eric, thanks a lot for joining us.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks to Eric for joining us today. We will be right back after a local music break from Imaginary Lines.
was Believe in Us from Imaginary Lines. You can check them out at imaginarylines.music.com. If you want to have your music played on Northwest Brew Talk, make sure you contact us today.
Okay, where's our beer? Here we go. Next beer, Prying Irons IPA from Top Run Brewing.
Top Rung Brewing opened in Lacey in 2010. The owners are both full-time firefighters. The tap room is open Thursday through Sunday.
Okay. Good-looking IPA. Haven't had IPA in weeks now.
You've been trying to stay away from it.
Been doing a bunch of ambers. Prying Irons IPA is 3.7 ABV and 60 IBUs. Like the irons used in fire service used to gain entry to any door, an axe, and a Halligan tool. They say this is a good IPA if you're new to the style or want to drink more than one. An easy bitterness and flavor of grapefruit and citrus.
Yeah, I definitely taste that grapefruit. That's really good. I like that IPA a lot.
Oh yeah, you can smell it too. It's got a good smell. It's a pretty coppery color there.
Yeah, but I definitely like that. It's not your.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, that's got a really good grapefruit flavor.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, I like the citrus flavor on that one. It's good. All right, that's a good beer. I like that one.
I want you to give me fresh beer. You serious?
This week's fresh beer is from No Lie Brew House in Spokane. Their new winter warmer is Copper Donkey, a twist on a classic Moscow Mule, brewed with fresh ginger and Equinox hops to accentuate notes of lime and lemon. Copper Donkey has 8% ABV and 20 IBUs, with a slight sweetness from the malt and flaked rye to emphasize the spiciness of the ginger. This Copper Cup spinoff will be a lighter, more refreshing winter brew.
All right, and that brings us to the end of this episode of Northwest Brew Talk.
Make sure you tune in next week when we chat with Farm Strong Brewing.
That's right, they're going to be opening their doors next week at another brewery coming to Washington. This show is produced and edited by me, with engineering help from Michelle Rizzo.
If you want to contact us, you can email us at nwbrewtalk@gmail.com or give us a call at 541-595-TALK.
Until next time, I'm Mike Rizzo.
And I'm Michelle Rizzo.
Stay hopping, my friends.